I feel like people not being interactive is nothing new, but like,
Yeah, nothing new. Yeah, so yeah, let's do like a little bit of a recap of like how the holiday season has been. So yeah, went down to Florida. Saw there were a couple tournaments going on. Um,
mm-hmm.
first tournament, lost in winners finals to a Fox that yeah, just played like a not really interactive game. Um, came back in grands, 3-0'd them in loser and on the initial side of grands, and then went 1-3 in the reset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the next tournament, I didn't even get to play that guy again. There was just another Fox player who was much worse than that guy, but played a much more less interactive gameplay than the other guy. Like he just had a better understanding of how to be less interactive. Um, so yeah, like I mean that's it's always been something of a problem of mine, like trying to deal with these faster characters that don't want to quote unquote play fair, right? Um, and I've talked with coaches about this, and like when I sent you the message that night, like I literally just wrapped up at the tournament. I was like, I've talked with coaches about this before, and none of them have given me like a solid answer or like a definitive game plan or like any sort of direction in this matchup. But like I know you and I haven't talked about this yet, so I figure we might as well have this as like a conversation point.
Yeah. So like, I guess my question here would be like, um. So when we think about like like fighting against like this style of Fox or this style of opponent in general, like what do you think? Samus isn't as fast as them, so like that we have to kind of get that out of the way.
Right.
So there is going to be like some element of like covering options. We're gonna have to control certain parts of the map really effective, like carefully, and we are gonna kind of have to learn a little bit about their habits because like ultimately we're fighting a human. Part of how we cut off faster characters is we understand what paths they're likely to take when they're under pressure. So
Right.
with that in mind, like, yeah, what are your like? Let's say we're fighting a fox on this fox on Dreamland, because I feel like that's a fairly reasonable strike for them to take.
Yeah.
We don't always know that we're going to be fighting against like this kind of fox, so like I think it's also reasonable that we like sometimes leave that level up. We may come to regret it later, but like, let's there's nothing we can do about that in the moment. So what are some important parts of Dreamland to take control of? Like, here, let me load up the game real quick, and you direct me. So you can see my screen, yes?
Yep.
Cool. So if I'm fighting this hairy bastard on this level, what are some important spots that I need to be like? How do I cut him off if he's doing his bullshit?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, in my mind, like a lot of this game plan is going to be, they're hoping to control the like whatever side of the map I'm not on is the side that they want to control. So like at this point, like if I'm coming from center stage trying to engage them, I'm going to either run at them or like try to get to this platform above them to cut them off from like going above me.
Okay. So basically we're trying to like so when you say platform above, like what do you mean by that? Do you mean the top platform or like this platform?
I'm going to try to get to this platform to stop them from going to the top platform.
I see. So like are we just advancing like this or like what's the plan here?
Yeah, I mean depending on how committed they are to lasers, I might approach on the ground. Otherwise, like I might try to like do like a full jump fair to like catch them jumping up.
Okay. Could we like so my one concern with this full hop fair is that like it kind of like gives away the game and doesn't like leave us with much flexibility if we miss.
Right.
So I'm almost wondering, does something like this make more sense? You know what I mean? Like just wave dashing and then like, because like this doesn't commit us for nearly as long and it's stronger initially.
Sure. I mean, yeah, like I mean it could be something I do, like just kind of approach this like DK and like go backwards.
Well, thinking like, so like, one of the things I like about the kind of the like play backwards is like, aside, we get to use like a move that's like has a bit more instant presence, but like we can always like missile out of that move too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like to me the big thing here is like when I see this fair, I'm like, this does nothing even if we hit it. Like in a lot of situations, like it can lead to huge payoffs, but like, you know, as you saw there, he just died out of it. Like,
sure, but yeah, like I know you're not telling me to not do it, but like I'm like to provide justification, right? Like if I like they DI out of it and they're back on the ground, I've now like cut off like the main escape option that I normally can't cover.
Okay, I see what you mean. And I guess there is an argument to like how you can kind of like you could potentially fall with it in a way that like you can't with back air. Like you'd have something like this going on, so that's fair. Like I kind of see the vision.
But then but like yeah, I guess the answer on this is just like you said, recognizing habits. But like a lot of times, like I feel like I'm flipping coins because like, you know, if I go up with this option, they just run underneath me, right? Like, or nair me.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, there's gonna be problem. Like, there's gonna be problem. Something I'm curious about. Like, what are your thoughts on like just like approaching with bomb to see if they like come in with shield or something as you do that?
It's something I toy around with. A lot of times, like the foxes just don't even want to fuck with this, and like they just get out of here. Like they just go up and get out.
Yeah, they just kind of move over and around you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that like one thing I'm wondering here is like in all this, what happens if you shoot a missile at them? What do they do?
I mean the really good ones understand that like all their moves beat missile, and then they like, you know, come in and near me as like I'm landing.
Okay. Do they have time to like react to the missile though, like as it's firing out? Because like he's pretty far away here.
Like my soul wants to say no, they can't react to it, but like I've been hit out of missiles so many times that my brain is telling me yes.
Okay. So I guess my question here is, so what is it you want me to tell you here? Or what is it you were expecting me to be able to tell you?
No. Like yeah, like I'm yeah, like I it's really tough for me because like I mean you know, you and I are like, we're like kind of like opposites in the guards of like you look at the data, you like understanding like the situations and you recognize it, and I like kind of, you know, going by like the seat of my pants and like playing off of like, you know, just instinct.
Right.
But like I'm able to play off of that instinct because of like, you know, what I've built up over time, and without like a solid like game plan or a definitive answer, I feel like this is just a problem that I'm gonna keep running against.
Why don't we take a look at Wevens? Why don't we take a look at what Wevens does? And you can like tell me why all the things he's doing doesn't work.
Is there a Wevens Aklo game?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I feel like these two are kind of ideal for this, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I think that Akla wins this game, but it's very close. Like it winds up being very close. Like Wevens loses because he misses because he accidentally up smashes instead of up tilts. When they're both at like 117.
Right.
So like, you know, right now I think that like this is pretty standard fare. Fox has started out ahead because he's like taking the damage with his lasers and stuff. Akla's doing his like pretty solid B&Bs. That wave shine turnaround up tilt's like pretty classic. But you've got some missiles things going on. And like, yeah, now he's just like, yeah, classic advantage state. He's like, so how does he like engage this space? I would say that what he did there is a very good example of the kind of thing that I like to see here. So like, just like moving into the space where like, it's kind of awkward for Fox to approach this area. Because,
Right.
like, if he can't short hopping puts him all the way over here usually. There's, like, a kind of a pocket created by it. But if he just falls off the platform like so, then he's not able to, like, hit over here, which is where Wevens moves to. So there's kind of, like Wevens can also move underneath the platform here if he wants to, like, pull him back with the down smash on landing. So there's kind of, like, 3 positions that Fox potentially needs to be able to, like, that Fox needs to potentially read or, like, guess on to, like, attack effectively. So then Aklo comes down with shield, which actually makes a lot of sense. But then Wevens, like, you know, calls it out.
Right.
Now, you could just do a bomb play there, which would also work in a similar fashion if you somehow knew that Aklo was going to, like, shield there. But, like, and it would probably be, like less risky than grabbing. But I think that the idea here is just that Wevens understands that spot really well. You see how he's setting up there again on the left side too.
Right.
Yeah. So to me, that's, like, a really critical area to, like, understand the dynamic of the situation. Because, like, look at how much, like, with Aklo knowing, like, once Wevens is back in this spot, Aklo, like, doesn't really want to, like, knows he doesn't really want to shield drop into this spot. Wave dashing forward, I think that's why Wevens is cutting him off with this fair effectively, because if he wave dashes into this, like, it doesn't work, and Fox's jump is kind of high here, so, like, Aklo is kind of forced to, like, move around him.
Right.
So then that's how he gets the cutoff there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, even just watching, like, this a little bit, like, I'm recognizing, like, a lot of like what is happening with my game plan that, like, I need to adjust a little bit.
Yeah, so, like, what's something that's coming up with, like, what's something what's different about how Wevens is doing this compared to how you're doing it when you're trying to do the cutoffs?
Wevens is compartmentalizing, like, the interactions, like, way better than, like, normally I do. Like, I'm looking at this situation as, like, Fox is over here, I have to, like, resolve the whole problem, but, like, he's broken it down into, like, okay, like, you know, the problem is realistically 4 problems, and let's address them one at a time.
Yeah, so this is just classic order of operations to me. It's like, first, like, Wevens realizes, okay, first, I'm probably not going to be able to beat, like, literally everything Fox does from one spot, but this is a good spot. Like, I would say that the big thing I'm learning here is that Wevens has figured out that this is a good spot for him, generally speaking.
Right.
Like, in front of the platform, which is weird, because normally this is a bad spot for a lot of characters versus Fox. But I guess with Samus's, like, fast wave dash, her, like, up B, her nair, her back air, her fair, like, her, like, good side-to-side moves, kind of.
Right.
Like, this is actually, like, a pretty playable spot for her in general. And in a weird way, her high short hop is actually, like, a feature, not a bug here. Because, like, it allows him to attack with short hop when he goes onto the platform.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you're also right next to, like, if you do have to up B, you also have the platform right there with you, ready for edge cancels. Like, this is actually a really good spot for her. And it's something that I didn't really, like, put together at first either, but, like, this makes a ton of sense. So it's like, first step, establish good position, which is usually the start of any good plan in this game. So, like, what is a good position for Wevens? It's, like, in the waterfall zone, as Boyd would call it. So then once he's in the waterfall zone, it's like, everything that Aklo does is built around, like, interacting with that spot. And you can see that, like, he's actually forcing Aklo to kind of, like, play with him a little bit here. And, like, granted, Aklo is a top 10 player, like, he's like, Aklo's maneuvering this well, but, like, Wevens does not look helpless here.
Right.
Like, and that's what I mean, that edge cancel. Like, it's kind of like buffing, like the edge the accessibility of the edge cancel up B really seems to be making a big difference here. Because it's allowing him to, like, engage in a different way, and it also, like, I think that the missiles are really doing a good job at these longer distances of allowing him to, like, retake that position here.
Yeah. Yeah, so can we go back, like, just a little bit? In this situation, I, like, and, like, here's, like, another thing that, like, I'm, like, starting to recognize here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, like, a perfect situation, right? Like, for closing the gap, because, like, you know, the small missile's right there to, like, stop like any sort of like quick burst option, and then like the strong missiles there to like obviously put out like a threatening hitbox. The problem that I'm recognizing in my situation is like where Wevins is choosing to stop like his approach versus where I choose to stop my approach.
Yeah, so this is like stop short hop nair, because like Fox can contest this, but then like
they're gonna get hit by the big missile, and then
because of this.
Yeah.
Because this. So yeah, like this is I think this is a perfect representation of that idea, and I think that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. So
and like this is where he chooses to like set up shop, basically.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like he's like not threatening the shield or doing anything like that. He's just like saying like, "Yep, I've closed the gap," and that is problem one that we've addressed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like this position, this distance from Fox, where like where neither character can really approach the other effectively, is a goal unto itself in the matchup.
Right.
Like, because really, at this spot, like, what the hell do either of them do to each other? But as the Samus player with your superior health bar and all that crap, like, this is fine. Because you are, like, all you need to do, like, this is a relatively even interaction when you break down, like, it may be, like, maybe it's, like, 52% Fox favored because of, like, his bigger threat pool or something. But at the end of the day, I think we can agree this is a fairly even spot. And, like, this is a even goal, like, unto itself, because it's like really you don't need as many of these interactions to win as he does. So like by creating ones that are relatively fair over and over and over again, this is like a pretty good way to win.
Right. So this situation. Pause. Sorry. Pause it again real quick.
Yeah, tell me when to pause.
Yeah. Right here's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, like so this situation here, like we've set up shop. We're a couple frames away from the drawing you just sent. This brings up like another problem, and like I don't want to say like this is like a mental block or anything like that, but like we can call the situation even despite the fact that like Samus has center stage, and Fox is like at the edge, and like easy to edge guard, blah blah blah, all that. The problem is like I will encounter this situation like an infinite number of times in my life, but Fox still will always have me on a timer that I can never put on him, which is killing off the top of the screen.
Okay.
And that...
How does he do that, though?
Yeah, like, I mean, like, up smash, up air, like,
Okay. So how does he hit those moves? Like, he has to basically, like, he has to hit a shine or, like, a raw move, right? And you have the platform here to, like, work with, so he can't really, like... It's so hard for him to initiate those things off aerials, though. Like, that's kind of, I think, why this spot is so good, because you have this to work with right here. If it weren't for this thing here, I would consider this, like, incredibly favored for Fox, because it's just... Yeah, it is.
Right.
But because you have the ability to shield in this spot and, like, actually use your up B effectively, I think this is pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I don't know how he gets those moves. Because he can't throw you into them, really. Not reliably. So your shield is so much better here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can, like, I'm more so calling this out because, like, I know as we watch the set, this situation is going to come up a lot. And I imagine Aklo is going to demonstrate ways to just get the up smash.
I'm sure he will. He's a good player. But I think that, like, it's... Yeah. I don't know, let's just keep watching and see what happens. So once again, we have him, like, using that missile to, like, set up that spot again. Like, I really like how he's doing this. Once he gets him there, like, kaboom. I really like that beam choice because it, like, prevents him from falling into that spot.
Yep.
So he has to fall past it, and then, like, Wevins just takes the edge hog. Like, that, the ability to do that to me is, like, incredibly valuable.
Right.
Because it means that, like, you can actually, like, attack him out of shield, and it's, like, somewhat, like, safe. And I think that, like, now we kind of see, like, the other, like, dynamic here. Like, honestly, I feel like Wevins is throwing there by not continuing to, like, play the way that he was previously.
I agree. Like, people give the zoner tag to Samus, but she's not like a zoning character. Like
It's a means to an end.
Like she's a zoning character in the sense that like she's controlling position, but she is not like a Dhalsim. She's not like an Axel.
She's
right?
not a
like,
Dizzy. No, definitely not. Like, she's not like V13 or Dizzy or something like that, or Dhalsim.
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah. She's really just like a footsie character who happens to have zoning tools to help her establish those spots. But like she's not like a Dhalsim or like any of the other characters we've like pointed out. Like she just isn't. She doesn't have that. That's not one of her superpowers. And I feel like when like the instant that Wevens like stopped like taking that spot aggressively,
that's when like he like Akla was able to like get the openings and convert.
Like this right here is everything. Like the fact that he even went for this is like tells me that we're not like on point anymore. Like we're now like doing some weird shit that isn't like the plan. And like I can see from like some of these interactions that like some of like cause some of these fairs, like I don't really appreciate her fair as much as I should, but I am seeing like why it is important in this match, like for controlling the spaces that you're describing. And I can also see why back air doesn't really like do the same job, because there is like kind of an element of like being able to control. Like we're like if we go back a little bit here. So like here, like when we've got a fair coming up that I thought was really good. So like that one here, like even though it didn't work out, like I can see how like being able to cover the spot you're swinging at and the landing is like actually really important to this character. Because oh god, I can't believe he lost to that. Oh no, never mind. I guess he loses. There's another interaction. But still, like the point is, like I can see why like that multi-hit and like the ability to have presence in all those like additional spots is like quite critical. That said, it's just
I'm sorry to interrupt. I want to go back and watch that ledge get up. So yeah, so back with Wevens starting to initiate the grapple. So Aklo grabs ledge. Wevens, he missed the sweet spot. That's what it was. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, is Fox even more broken? Because I thought he would have snapped a ledge.
Nah,
he just missed the sweet spot.
Nah, he just missed. That double jump fair was very ambitious. Damn, he went for it all.
Yeah.
That said, I think that that match was definitely instructive. Like, I actually think I think that we both can kind of cite that like from this point on is really where everything goes downhill, because that's when Wevens like starts like playing over here and trying to like actually pull Aklo towards him. Right. Instead of being the person pushing the Fox with his into the spots that he wants him to fight in. It's just like he's gotten the Fox to advance, yes, but that's not really the goal, I think, of the matchup. Like if you can get that, great, but like it really looks like the spot that he's like dominating the interactions in is just like when he's able to like force Fox into that like Fox in the corner, platform over both characters, at the distance where you can like react and respond or cover options with his approaches. Like this seems to be like the magic spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In game 2, I imagine Wevens goes FOD, right?
Well, game 2, there's no point. Like the rest of the set is played with Link, so there's nothing really to watch.
Oh god.
Like
another nightmare matchup. Got it.
Do you want to watch this one? No.
I mean I'm down to. Like I've actually I tell people all the time sword characters beat Samus and they don't believe me, but like I like Link is like secretly like a really hard matchup for Samus.
I don't think it's secretly, like this is hard. I'm not surprised to see this highlight like involving like Link in here. Like where's like the actual Link player? Okay, this is young Link. Where's like big Link? Come on, Zane. Don't tell me you cut out big Link. You bastard.
Cut out the blink.
The blink. But yeah, no, like I think that Zane had something that I noticed Zane was doing, and I don't know how replicable this is, but like when he was fighting the big Link players, on his like road to top 100. What I really liked that he did versus the big Link was just like dash dance, dash attack, like, and not really like this kind of shit, because it, like
Right.
he kind of like he's waiting for like the Link to like do something, and if he doesn't do something, he just doesn't bite all that much. And I feel like this kind of timing mix up, like by creating the strategy, by making the strategy more out of like denying the Link their things, as opposed to like actively playing for like something of your own. I think that's like not a bad structure to operate from when you're fighting such a limited character. Because Samus is limited in the matchup because of how Link's like shield grab interacts with her tilts and stuff. But like you don't have to do those. Like if you are just like, and if you take that counter hit off the table, then like what does Link do proactively? Well, a lot of his things are really slow at that point and like very dash attackable. And I actually really like this approach of Zane in this context, because like it makes a lot of sense to me. Like it's kind of like what Jigglypuff does against Fox to some degree with her back air. It's like the back airs and things and the drifts aren't so much about like, they're not really like about giving her something specific. It's just about like not letting him do things.
Right.
Huh. I also like the decision there to like just go behind him a lot. Because if his things are most annoying when you're in front of him, just like why not, right? Like if he's waiting for you. Because the other thing is like you can kind of cross him up with those dash attacks. So I think that yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on something like that?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I know dash dancing is not something that I utilize a ton, mainly because like Samus. Dash dances.
LOL, no grab.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I dash dance, I'm like really committing to an option, but like the option is still a very good one if you can like do it at a different timing, which is like still a part of and a fundamental of dash dancing.
Well, the other thing I'd kind of comment there is like, are we really committing to all that much up front? Because like here, like we don't need
you can still wave dash out of it, right? Like
I was thinking dash cancel, like, because like you enter run like here.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like, you know, you're dash dancing, but like you can kind of like, see what I mean? Like you go like
yeah.
So like I feel like that's one of like the perks of like this character's dash dance. Like it's kind of like the Sheik thing where you can kind of like you enter run so quickly. I think it's like for her what, it's frame 9? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like this is so like this is crazy. It's like not usually good to have like such a short one, but like it does have certain perks like in these kinds of matchups. And yeah, like if all else fails, you can like just wave dash out of it. But I think that the big thing, like, to me is just, like, you can also, like, enter run and, like, just keep going. Like, you, like, got stuff like this.
I do love entering run and then just not interacting with my opponent and running past them. It is a classic.
Yeah, and, like, if you're really good, then you can do stuff like... Okay, I can't do it, but I'm trying to pivot down smash. Right. There we go. We got one. All right. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of potential in like just making like a game plan out of this in those like matchups where the opponent plays like this like really has this really reactive chump check, because like reactive chump checks like what the Links do is like usually the way they beat that is just by like just don't overload them with information. Like give them a lot of useless stuff to work with. And I think with Fox, like we've kind of established like we're kind of getting the idea of like this is really the spot we want to be in.
Right.
Because, like, yeah, we get to have all our stuff here. Now, the one thing I'm curious about is how do you think this plays out on a stage like this, though?
Yeah, it's... This one, I feel like I don't have to, like, cover, like, them going above me too much, right? Because there's no top platform for them to, like, to leverage, right? Like... So I think maybe not like at the platform, but like probably center stage is like still like good coverage for like a lot of stuff.
That's fair. I guess my question here is like, why does the like even if we don't have to, like, does that really change like what our goals are in the matchup though?
No.
Because I'm thinking that like this is still good for us just because like we've got the proximity of this like to work with, so our up B is better. That's
Right.
like got to be worth something. And then like we also have the ability to board this platform or not board it with our short hop like options.
Right.
Like depending on how we want to do them. Like this still covers a good spot, like relative to like, you know, this still covers a spot that he wants to go into, even if we don't want to board the platform. If we want to board the platform, we still have stuff like this. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is good for us. And like I don't know.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
How comfortable do you feel playing Fox? Like, do you feel like
I feel like Fox is terrible, but if you want to fight it, you can go ahead, and then I'm happy to play it.
Yeah, like it's one of those things, like, because like I wanna get the reps in, like controlling this zone, and like I mean that's kind of part of this, right?
As long as you can tolerate my tag, then like my tag today, then yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool.
You're gonna laugh then. Actually, no, you might not. Who knows? Anyways.
We'll see. I'll be the judge.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm searching.
All right.
And then KirbyKaze.
I don't get it.
Oh, it's Nick Fury.
Oh, Nick Fury. All right, that's actually good.
Woo. Ow. Ow. Yeah, see, like, once you get into that spot, I feel like you're so much more powerful. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. And granted, my Fox isn't the best, but, like... Aw, I thought that would hit me. I wanted it to hit me so I'd have another at B. Ow. Ooh. Oh, I don't have my jump. That makes sense. I was hit out of the air. Yeah, she's weirdly good at covering, like, the waterfall zone. Like, that's what I'm kind of, like, learning from this. Like, she kind of does have the range and stuff to, like, operate in that space. Oh god. Fuck. Whoa! So, how's the fox? Getting past missiles hard. You say something? If so,
yeah. So I just realized my microphone was like not plugged in for all of that.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I was sitting there saying a bunch of shit. I was like, wow, he's just not engaging with me. This.
You told me. You told me to like not. You told me to like that we wanted to work on Fox that is not engaging with you. What did you?
No. I meant reciprocating the words I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So like to answer what you were saying, like how's the Fox? I said you said it was bad, but it's still beating my ass. So I still need to work on that. But like what like how are you feeling about like some of the spots that like I'm positioning around? Like,
I feel like you're just not. I feel like you're not really moving into those spots. I feel like you're playing the spots around it, but you're not really moving into like the.
Okay.
Like to me, I would say that like the biggest thing is like now you're doing it. Like this looks good. Because I have no idea what the fuck to do about you here, but like, yeah. And I think that like using your aerials like needs to be something a little bit more comfortable with, like for like playing this, because you see how like it creates a spot where like I don't really know where I'm supposed to go. Because I think that like the one thing that your word that goes understated is like, yes, your short hop is high, but it also covers the platform super effectively.
You couldn't just get hit by that nair. You couldn't just be a good little boy to get clipped.
I would say that like get it like, you know what? If you want to clip, you have to earn it.
All right, fair enough. No, don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, if Fox took skill to play, I'd feel like I don't know. I'd feel bad about winning some of these, but he doesn't. So. Sorry, Fox players. Ow. I'm obviously kidding about like him taking no skill. Like I guess when I say that he's bad, I'm bad with him. I just mean like relative to like,
right?
Like
to your other characters.
Just like, well, not even that. Just like to how I used to be with him. Like, I used to actually like It's little known fact. I have taken a game off Mewtwo King's Marth with my Fox in tournament. Yeah, it was like 10 years. It was like 15 years ago. But like, yeah, no, I've done it. So, like, I just mean, like, relative to, like, where, like, I've also taken, like, 2 games off Shroomed in, like, a hotel, like, bracket with, like, Doc, like, off his Doc with my Fox. Like, in his Doc's prime, too. So, it's just, like, I just mean, like, relative to, like, what I can do with, like, what I know I can do with him when I'm practiced. It's just, it's not even, it's more about that. But, like, again, I would say that, like, the biggest thing I notice is that, like, yeah, you see how, like, once you walk into this position, I feel like going around you is really awkward. Like, I think the real key to this spot is that, like, going around you like this is, like, feels terrible. Because if I try to go around you with this, like, just, like, yeah, like, you can cover it, like, really easily, but, like, it's not just that you can cover it easily, it's just that, like, I don't have an efficient way to do it. And it's the second I go here, like, you have your fair ready to go, like, the multi-hit is actually really good there. So, I don't know, that's just, like, how I'm like, that's how I'm, like, when I look at, like, how Evans is positioning, it makes a lot more sense now that I'm, like, actually experiencing it. Because I thought it was good, but, like, I didn't realize it, I didn't think it would feel like, obviously this is what you do in this matchup, like, good. Ow. Okay, yep. But yeah, like, on your end, how does that spot feel to you?
Yeah, like, I mean, now that we've, like, called it out, and, like, I'm still having, like, some issues where my hands are just like,
do this.
Just run past him and keep
just fight him. Go.
Right.
Bite him.
And, like, right, and, like, a lot of this is me trying to just stop that, right? Like, and stop at that sweet spot.
Yeah. But, like, when you do stop at it, like, in the spot...
It's making sense, right? Like, it's, like, I'm seeing the vision.
Alright, and previous coaches, like, they've just told you, just like, oh my god, just, like, do the thing, LOL. But it's like, no, like, there's an art to it. Like, there is, like...
Right.
And you can see, like, it's kind of... I feel like, honestly, defensively, I almost feel like it's the same... Because I always found Samus tough in the corner. Like, if you move back to, like, this spot...
Right, yeah.
Like, I feel like when... No, even further back, like... I feel like the spot that always gives me trouble is when Samus is here, because if you light shield, you just get pushed onto the edge anyway, and I can't really do anything with that. But if I fight you, you have like all your tilts and things, and you still have the platform to be across. So like you actually have a mix-up sort of with your hard shield and light shield, which is fun fact.
So fun fact: if Samus is doing this, Fox, you can just walk up and up smash me.
Right.
You just walk up. Yeah,
but if you see me doing that, then you just a B.
Right.
Because then you would just, like, a B and edge cancel over here, and then I can't punish you. So that's why I think the spot is good. Let's go back to fight, though. Like, you can, like, I think we understand each other. Like, I'm not going to deny that Fox doesn't have a good push-off there. He does. But, like, what I'm saying is that, like, Samus, because of, like, the nature of the position, Samus actually has counterplay to that. Oh, God. That was almost really good.
Yeah, it was sick.
The illusion to cover like the tether, I think, is like kind of like a thing that I've always like thought about, but I never really like had the chance to try it.
It's tough in that, like, cause yeah, it's good, but in that situation, like, I just didn't tether. Like, I elected to get hit with the side B.
Yeah, because I guess you could like because the hitbox is behind me, you don't actually have to get hit by it. That's like a tight reaction, though.
Right.
It's probably better with Falco, honestly, now that I think about it, because Falco kills you for getting hit.
Yep. Ooh, spicy grab.
That was a spicy grab. Live! Live, damn you. I feel like you are the person who, like, convinces me to play in our sessions the most out of everyone.
Well, I have a long-standing theory that, like, I am the type of player that gets better the more I just play games with good people, right? Like, and, like, I mean, the biggest level up I had is when, like, I, like, started interacting with Swooper and getting coaching from him, and our coaching sessions were literally just, like, him playing Fox against me, and, like, from there, like, I leveled up, like, a huge amount. So, like, not to discredit, like, how important talking is in coaching sessions, but, like,
everyone learns differently. Like, if you need this to function, if you need this for improvement, then, like, that's fine. We can work this into more sessions. I would just need that formalized so I know, like, what... I would just want, like, a little more direction on what character to prepare.
Sure.
Because I don't mind, like, preparing... I don't mind playing you with a character. Like, I've even busted out Sheik like the odd time against a learner just because like we couldn't find a Sheik player to like practice against. And like I don't mind doing that for you guys. It's just like, you know,
Right.
when random people from Toronto Discord are like, "Oh my God, when are you playing Sheik again?" And it's just like, okay. It's like, well, ideally never. Like not not never, but like, you know, this is not for the foreseeable future. And it's just but it is what it is. That said,
Right.
I don't mind playing Fox against you right now. Like, Fox is fine. Fox is
Okay.
easy enough. Fox is, like, sturdy. Like, Fox is easy enough to kind of, like, figure out versus most characters that, like, it doesn't really... I don't feel, like, caught with my pants down or anything. Like, I expect you to win these, but, like... Or, like, I expect you to do fine, like, with the new stuff. But, like, I think this is a good level because, like, I'm not quite strong enough to beat you, I think, that if you're playing super serious. But, like, I don't think that, like, you can just, like...
Right, like if I'm trying out new things, like you're getting a little bit more room to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's Ooh. Oh god.
Yeah, I can feel like like you're magnetized like in that spot. You're like, I just want to hit him so bad.
Right. And like it kind of goes like to the main theory, like I tell Fox players like when they ask me like how to play the Samus matchup, where it's like, yeah, like I am trying to like pull you into this like awkward position that you don't want to be in.
But see, like there I feel like you backed up too much. Like, you see what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think that you want to like you actually want to like operate within like I don't think you want to like move more than like a wave dash back away from that spot.
Right.
Because I think like having access to like one thing I noticed that like is that Wevins was more willing to do is just like up B in these spots. Like with the platform overhead, I feel like he understands it's a lot better than it normally is. And that's something that I think that we need to see more from you in order for like this spot to really like make sense. Because this is great. Like, you're like all of your footsie stuff is like still like super like all of your footsie stuff here is impeccable. It's just yeah, you can't, you know, Fox will approach you. Exactly. See, like that we need to see more of. We need to see like more shielding, I think. We need to see like it's just yeah, and also like aerials to cut off me like moving to the platform, like I think that this kind of thing, yeah, exactly. And I think that like then the next step is just getting off the platform quickly. Like I don't think you want to linger there if you're up there.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's clear like this is making sense to you, so... I wanted the clip so badly. You had a plan.
I did, dude. I was gonna hit you with the blasted up air and then charge shot you.
I'm so glad that like people have made their combo videos for Boba Kanoosh. There's no way that this shit gets into it. God damn it. God damn it. It's fine. No, it's fine. Ah.
I tried to power shield it.
That makes sense.
I purposely walked up to like power shield it because I knew you were gonna shine at that time.
That makes sense.
It's tough because like watching Zane hit Grandmaster with Samus is kind of like unfortunate. Like it's a great thing, and he did like a lot of, you know, different stuff that Samus aren't doing. But one of the things that like it is reinforcing is like how important power shielding is to Samus, and like why no one is doing as well as Morse Code is right now with Samus, right?
One question I have here is like, so I hear you on that. What do you know mechanically about how power shielding works? Like, what's your knowledge level on power shields?
I mean, I know it's like a small frame window. I know Samus has an easier time of doing it with her crouch, and that's basically about it.
Okay, so load the match. Okay, I want you to like shield and then pause on the first frame. Okay, so we actually, so you see that like circle in the middle of her, like that,
Yeah.
where like how there's like a, okay, so that's the power shield box. I want you to crouch and then like crouch and do that again. So yeah, so you see how it's like above you, right?
Yep.
This is why it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like here, try to do it on, like I'll just full hop back here, just try to do it on it. Yeah. So like now we'll do go in front of you, so like yeah. Yeah, so now try to down smash out of that. Wait, come to the middle. Yeah. You know how to do this. Like it's just a matter of like setting it up, because like every character, like depending on how you like enter your like state, you see how it's like kind of like, it's gonna be hard to show it like in this mode because like of just like the constraints of like 2-player, like without frame advance, but like
Right.
there's kind of like a like, and also I suck at this apparently. So yeah, like you see how it's kind of like it's biased behind him here, because I was entering
Right.
this with like a dash or walk. So like because the character's leaning in a certain direction, like that also like affects the power shield box. So really what you want to do is if like you're a character like Samus, like this is a good example. So like you can see it clearly here with Fox. Like when he crouches, because he's like his body's all tucked in on itself, it's mainly behind him that he has access to it. But
Right.
like with Samus, like yeah, like with Samus, it's like because of like how she's sized, she's got like a lot of it above her. So you just want to kind of like understand those. It's almost like a parry in other games. Like there's a zone where you just have to have the button pressed, and that's all there is to it.
Right.
Yeah. Last game, but
Sounds good.
yeah, like does that make sense in terms of like application? Because I feel like a lot of times people like get tripped up by power shielding by thinking like, oh, I just have to be able to power shield over everything, and it's like that's not efficient. No character has ever done that before. Like it's not even possible to do it out of certain actions. Like Falco can't do it out of a lot of it because of how awkward his body is shaped and how small his shield is. Like it's actually one of his weaknesses, honestly. Like, he can't actually use power shielding all that effectively as a tactic because, like, it's just not something that's, like, available to him to a large degree. No! No shine, damn it. It's the shine of the multi-variety.
Oh, please turn around.
Ah, you got me. All right. So,
Yeah.
GG's. Can I count on you to continue to work on that spot? Because that is a very important spot.
Yeah. I'll be keeping that in mind. One thing, I guess, and I mean, I guess this is like food for thought for like the next couple lessons. Yeah, like how we deal with that like on FD, right? Because like I know in best of fives, that's going to be the spot the Foxes are going to take me, right? If this is like what they're going to elect to do.
Yeah.
So that's I guess that's like next steps, figuring that out and like figuring out what the spot means and like where it means in that matchup. Because like I think in that like not your last stock, but like the stock before it, like we had like a pretty good exchange where like I think both of us were recognizing the amount of space that like we should like that I should be playing for, right? And you are either trying to like take that space away or encroach on that space to like get that opening, right?
Yeah, no, like we kind of like there was a back and forth about like that spacing for sure. So yeah. I would say that like I think that God, brain thinking. I think that like how do we just adapt that spot to FD I think is really important. I have a feeling that that it's going to be like this is where kind of using like being willing to walk and go through that spot is like important. There is going to be counterplays by Fox's side. Like I know I up smashed you for that one time, but like maybe that's a spot where like maybe walking is too slow. Like I feel like that's kind of where like the dash cancel stuff is like going, if it's going to have a place in this system, that's kind of the spot where it's going to have it. Because I do think there's a lot of value in getting behind people in those kind of spots. Because it limits Fox to really just like back airing out of shield or wave dashing, right? So I think, I think there's going to be like a stance based. I think there's going to be a stance based component there, but sure. I don't know how it's going to pan out. But that's something we can tackle together.
All right. Cool.
And if you have any ideas, of course, like feel free to share.
We'll do.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'm going to hit the cut on the recording, and I'm going to go eat.